Hi, Joe.
Hey, Betz.
How are
How you
you?
doing?
Good. How are you
Good,
doing?
good,
Good.
thanks. Great to be
Good.
here.
I'm glad to have you here. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been a fun. I was just down in your neighborhood last week.
I know I
So,
was wishing we could have got together. I was crazy busy massaging, so I didn't have a breather.
yeah.
I would have loved to. Love to see.
Yeah, I know we drove through Jupiter at some point. I can't remember which day. It
Okay.
was all a blur. But but yeah.
All good. Yeah. Jupiter's happening. Jupiter's hopping.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you for coming. This is Joe Lehotay from Pulse PEMF, and we are just so excited to have you with us today to just share with us all about PEMF, which is pulsed electromagnetic field therapy. We brought it into our business a couple years ago, and we just love the products
hmm
and the stories that we're hearing from our clients, and we are just so excited to see what the future holds and just see the different testimonies and just go from here. We're
Yeah,
excited.
yeah, that's fantastic. I know we met, shoot, probably two and a half years
Yep.
ago now, through a mutual friend or a client of yours, actually.
Yes.
And and yeah, you've gone forward with a couple of systems since then. So you're doing a bang up job with Pulse
Well, thank you.
in Jupiter, and yeah, we have a group of massage therapist type businesses around the country, and you're definitely one of the leaders in that category. So um, love to be here. For any of those that are listening and haven't come out to your place yet to try PEMF, maybe I'll just give a quick overview
Sure.
of what it is, if that's okay
I
with
would
you.
love that.
Um,
Thank you.
yeah, I mean PEMF is new to most people, and even the people that have heard of it, a lot of people have a different background or experience with a different type of PEMF than what you guys offer with Pulse at your facility. And so there are lots of different PEMFs out there, some of which are more mats that you lie on and you don't really have a tactile sensation to it. But with Pulse, it literally feels like Betz is giving your shoulder a massage, but she's doing it with sort of an electromagnetic field.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit difficult for most people to understand what that means just verbally. And so, what we always recommend is for people to come in and try it at your facility, and sort of get a taste of what Pulse is famous for. Is that magnetic massage, either full body or locally into a specific area, like a troublesome joint, like a knee or a lower back or a hip or an ankle or an injury of some sort. So, and really what it does is it applies or it infuses bulk energy into that area of the body or the whole body at the same time to basically stimulate and exercise and energize low energy depleted cells so that your body can heal better and do a better job of uptaking nutrients and oxygen and hydration, to help it heal basically and also rid itself of metabolic waste and toxins, just kind of putting you in your best state of self healing. Everybody knows the body heals itself, and just doesn't always happen as thoroughly or sort of as quickly maybe as we might hope or expect, or maybe the way it did when we were younger, perhaps. And so sometimes it just takes a little energy boost in the body into the cellular level of the body's healing, process to help that along. And the good thing about Pulse is that a lot of people get results to some degree very quickly, like even in their first session or two. Has that been your experience, Betts?
Yes, for sure. So we like to sell an introductory package. So that's 3 60-minute sessions and try to get them in as close together as possible. But a lot of times after the first session, whether it's their shoulder or knee, they'll come back for their second one and say, oh my gosh, this has really helped, or the inflammation has gone down significantly in my knees. They usually always say they sleep better
Mm.
and have more energy. Once in a while, we'll get somebody that feels a little toxic if they have a lot going on with medications or different things, and they weren't hydrated. They might feel a little woozy afterwards, but for the most part, we get really great results, and they do notice a difference after one, and for sure after three.
Yeah, no, that's very cool. I mean, I think the biggest mistake anybody can make when it comes to Pulse is not at least trying it for those 1 to 3 sessions. And like you said, group them together as closely as you can. You can even do it on consecutive days, but certainly get it in a week if it's not practical to get to Betz's place every single day, for 3 days. Get it in a week's time and just pay attention to sort of any changes you might be feeling. And like Betz said, it's not just for pain. A lot of people come to PEMF for the first time because of pain, just like any other wellness modality. Really, most of those are always sort of run to for pain. But I think the people who, view it more as nutrition, that enables the body to heal itself versus sort of like an aspirin or an analgesic that would either block the pain or in some other way disrupt, your perception of what's happening in your body, like some things do, like an aspirin might do. Think of it as more of a vitamin, frankly, and that it's nourishing, your body's own healing process, like we
Yeah,
said.
but it takes a while for that vitamin to work. Sometimes it's not going to happen right away.
Yeah, and sometimes it does take a while, and sometimes it's quick. And so some people do confuse it with an aspirin sometimes because, hey, I'm feeling a lot better, right now. But if you think of the cells in your body as batteries, because really, if you come right down to it, they really are capacitors. They're meant to take in a charge and hold the charge. And sometimes as we get older or other things in our environment or our lifestyle can sort of reduce the capacitance, the ability for cells to hold a charge, you may have to sort of charge up more often, just like a battery. And I usually say to people, the phones that we're on right now can do thousands and millions of things as long as they're
Yep.
charged. But as soon as the battery goes dead, it really can't do anything.
Right, right.
And so if you think of yourself as the same way, you need to charge up. And in today's day and age, unfortunately, as society evolves, I'll just say, with technology and with, the food, the way it's processed and the water, the way it's, treated and things like that, we're really sort of questioning the quality of a lot of the things that we put into our bodies, and also our lifestyle with travel and work and debt and relationships and stress of all different sort, really suppress our cellular voltage and our body's ability to have that peak cellular energy that it takes to really get things healed, in a way that we would, maybe have been used to, like I said before, or just as we think the body should work. There's lots of things working against us in our environment and in our lifestyle is really what I'm trying to say. And so, plugging in, if you will, to a technology like Pulse, really becomes a great way if you don't have the lifestyle to, get the sunrise every single day, ground every single morning, make sure you're getting the proper amounts of UVB light in the middle of the day to help your testosterone and to help your vitamin D counts and things like that. There are lots of things that are free and easy if you have the lifestyle that is puts you to be able to have those things, and take part in those things. But when you don't, to supplement those free and easy things, there are things like Pulse to basically get yourself charged up and plugged in.
Yes, definitely, definitely. And I've noticed with doing Pulse 2, 3 times a week, for some time now, I get charged up quicker.
Yeah.
So I don't need that whole hour. I tell people it's almost like I dream a genie, how maybe if 30 minutes into the pulse and I feel like something goes ting, it's like, okay, you're full, you're ready to go. Almost like, getting the full take. And it's kind of cool because then I'm laying there going, I don't think I need any more because I am full. I can tell that I am full.
There you go. Yeah, your battery's charged, and when you're charged, you're
Yeah.
charged. You're ready to go. You had a personal story where PEMF. You were involved with PEMF even before we met.
Yes.
Do you want to tell
I would
that
love,
story too?
yes, I would love to. Um, I'll try not to make it too long. I was in a really bad car accident about 25 years ago, and a couple doctors in town had told me to quit massaging because I had 5 herniations in my neck, 2 in my mid back, 2 low back, carpal tunnel in both arms, and nerve damage down the right arm that was pretty significant. And I love massaging, so it was like, how do you quit what you love? So I just kept looking for ways to keep massaging. So I tried PT, I tried chiropractor, I tried acupuncture, massage every week, and some things helped. And I just kept with them. I did acupuncture and massage for probably 20 years. And then somebody asked me to try their machine, their pulse PEMF machine. And I said, sure, I'll try anything to keep me going. Because I used to wake up every night with burning pain, crying, holding my arm, trying to get it comfortable in a position to go back to sleep. And so I started with PEMF probably about 6 years ago or so, and I could tell something was different. The first time I tried it, it gave me energy like I've never had. I felt like I wanted to fly. It was like crazy. I'm like, if I was a car, I would just like Back to the Future. And I kept going. I went twice a week, 3 times a week when I could for 10 months. And I had no more pain in my neck. My range of motion in my neck were better. I could bend over and tie my shoes easier. But the best thing ever, because people that have nerve damage know that it's a different monster. And I was not waking up at night crying with burning pain down my arm. And that to me was like a miracle.
Mm,
It was like a miracle with this PEMF.
mm.
That's when, didn't decide to bring it in then. I stopped going because something happened in life. So I was off of it for probably close to 3 years. And that's when our buddy came in and he was feeling pretty good after a golf session. And my burning pain was just starting to come
Mm,
back after him.
mm.
And I said, well, what are you doing? And he told me, and I said, wow. And he says, you need to get it going
Mm.
here. He says, all of us golfers are on it. And, it's just amazing for the athletes. So that's when I contacted you, and we brought one machine in, and a little while later we have 2 machines. And yes,
Yeah.
able to help a lot of people. And I just feel so blessed, so blessed.
Yeah, it really is something that's, life changing for a lot of people. And so, just wanted to encourage anyone again that's in Betz's community and, you're dealing with something that you've tried things for, you've talked to a bunch of people, maybe you've taken some things for, maybe you've had some therapy done, that, you should at least come in and give PEMF a try. And, as long as you don't have, like an implanted medical device like a pacemaker, if you're not pregnant, or have had an organ transplant, this is really good for anyone of all ages, and even kids can get on if they're dealing with something that you really want to just throw some energy at and see what the body can do with it. And like we said before, it doesn't take tons and tons of sessions to really realize some benefit and find out right away if it's going to work for you. And most people do get some degree of relief pretty quickly. We hear all the time that the feedback from people on their first and second session, they have more energy, they're more relaxed, they feel lighter, they feel clearer in their head. When we demonstrate to hundreds of people at a trade show or an event of some sort, or even visiting baseball teams like we did last week, they have feedback where, even in a short session of 15, 20 minutes sometimes, they will get up and notice something. And if a technology that's providing a natural type of support for the body versus a chemical or something where you have to worry about side effects and those types of things, if something natural can help the body that quickly and that sort of noticeably and impactfully, then I think that's why people are and have been drawn, to Pulse for like about 18 years, how long we've been doing this.
Yes, yes, I agree. I agree. I was attracted to it right away and just haven't looked back. It's just been amazing. And like you say, the stories and the people that try it, that, we've had little tiny athletes on it, that young ones that have fractured ankles. And my little grandson had a little clavicle that he had broke. And it's like amazing how fast they notice a difference.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yep.
are older
And
too that do yoga and ride bikes, and they notice that their energy's more and their yoga stretches are longer and they can hold them easier. So I think for every different age group, it has something for you.
yeah,
it,
yeah. And I just got a massage today, like 2 hours ago.
uh,
So right before this, and I had him working on my shoulder, and so I'm doing a combination of massage and pulse for this injury, that I've sustained over doing a bunch of trade shows and moving equipment around and moving the wrong way and stuff like that. And the first thing, or one of the things he said to me when I was leaving, besides drink water, is go home and use your machine.
yes.
And so maybe talk, what's your experience as far as how you're combining your massage services with Pulse?
Yes, yes. So I've been doing massage like 30 years, so I have quite a following for that, and very blessed for that too. So it was pretty easy to get people on the machine when I first brought that in. And some people gave me up a little bit. My weekly people maybe went bi-weekly, and some people just went once a month because they were getting more from Pulse than from me. And sometimes they would go right from my table to the Pulse machine or vice versa, and they were noticing a huge difference in the way they
Yeah.
felt too. They felt like their massage lasted longer, the feeling of the massage lasted longer. The lymphatics, they felt like they were, releasing a lot more fluids and had more energy, slept better. So all in all, it's been a wonderful thing to add to massage therapy. We've been very, lucky here that it has worked out like it has.
Yeah. Yeah. And I do have several LMTs, like I said earlier. And, the combination is great because, Pulse helps to, like we said before, open up the cells in a very similar way that massage does.
Right.
And just like with massage, you're always telling your clients to hydrate. Same with Pulse. We're always telling our clients and our Pulse users to hydrate and make sure that you're flushing the body of those toxins, because you're going in and manually manipulating and causing expelling of waste and toxins and getting those fluids moving, and so is Pulse. And so they're super synergistic. And if Pulse can take sort of some of the quote heavy lifting, off of your plate, or maybe distribute the work a little bit more around your client base, it helps you to see more people potentially,
Right.
or maybe see the people that truly you need to see, and that are the big priority perhaps in your schedule, while Pulse is kind of carrying the other weight,
Yes.
if you will. So it's really cool. It's kind of like almost having an associate, I would say.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah. So cool. Our chiropractors say the same thing, and our PTs too. It's like have an associate that won't build up their client base and open up their own office. I don't know. So
Love it.
um, so yeah.
Oh, yes, I love it.
Any other questions for me, Betz? Anything else you'd like to sort of cover?
I just wanted to let people know that too. We brought in membership programs. to make it a little bit more affordable. And since we have brought membership programs in, it seems like people are staying on Pulse longer. We're doing 6-month memberships. They can pick either a bronze, a silver, or a gold once, twice, 3 or 4 times a week, depending on what's going on with them. And that seems to really be working and helping, because a lot of times people don't realize that they have to be on it longer than 3 times, or 3 times and then a 5-pack or a 10-pack. And we're really seeing a difference with those memberships, and people are really staying with it, and we're hearing amazing stories with the memberships, because of course they're coming back and they're coming back.
Yeah.
So really, really, you know, are just kind of playing with different things to see what works, what doesn't work with our clients. And that seems to be very, very helpful.
Sure. I think people, I think practitioners like yourself, realize eventually that it's something that you can make extremely low risk for the client. You give them an introductory package of 3, like you said. You let them experience some results. And since most people experience some results very quickly, and then it's very simple to move to a package that is good for you, financially and time wise. And, for the people that are coming in with sort of things they've been dealing with for a number of years, as a lot of Pulse users they're coming in with things that they just haven't been able to have anyone solve, with them for years and years. And so they finally find you offering this. And, if it's something that can be impactful, people are not typically averse to getting into sort of an incrementally growing package of use. And like you said, it's something that, if it's creating that type of value that's that impactful and that noticeable that quickly, then, don't just treat it like, okay, I'm feeling better now, let's not do it anymore. Your own personal situation, you were off of it for a while and things started to redevelop, sort of pain sort of remembers where it used to be a lot of times.
Right.
And it'll remind you, right? And so really treat PEMF like nutrition, like we said before. You wouldn't take a bottle of vitamins and then say, I feel great, I guess I'm off vitamins for the rest of my life.
Right.
Most people don't do that. And so if you understand it like it's nutrition, because really it is, the body runs on electricity, and having that charge in your system is hugely important to myriad systems, in the body that you may not even be aware of. And to your point earlier, it can be very energetic, but it can also be very restful and relaxing, because most people, intuitively know that the body uses energy to perform, but they don't always remember that it also uses energy to rest.
Yes.
And I like to say that in order to, if you provide the body with enough energy, the right type of energy, and there's a misconception about that too. Like, some people think of energy as Monster and coffee and things that are chemically altering and sort of causing a quick, burst and a quick spike, but then they crash type things. And, those don't allow you to rest. But if you get the proper type of energy into the body, you can rest better. If you can rest better, you can recover better, whether that's, from sports or performing and working out, or just stress and business and travel or surgery or whatever it might be. You can recover better. If you can recover better, then you can train better. And that training might be physical, it might be mental, depending on what occupation, what line of work, what you're doing in your life. And if you can train better, you can perform better.
Right.
And if you perform better, you'll be more successful, really, in any walk of life, whether you're a student, a teacher, a doctor, a business person, a professional athlete, a chemist, whatever it might be. If you form that foundation of energy with something like Pulse, you will rest, recover, train, perform, and succeed. So that's kind of the 5-finger, explanation of why you want a good, lifelong, consistent foundation of cellular energy, available to you. And that's what I think Pulse offers and is famous for.
Now, how about athletes? I know you work with a lot of athletes. How often do you recommend that they come and get pulse and restore their cells? Is it after hard, intense workouts? Is it on a regular basis? What do you usually recommend for that?
Yeah, and if it's a professional athlete, as much as they can, as much as practical. Professional athletes don't typically have a lot of time. Amateur athletes have more time. Amateur athletes that are coming to you, I would say, you can use Pulse as an activator. So you can do it pre either workout or pre competition in a certain way. And you can use it in a slightly different way for recovery and rest and resiliency building, or an injury or something that you tweak out there, on the field or on the court. Professional athletes are hitting it. Like our experience this week was, people coming in for 5, 6, 7 minutes on a specific body part to just activate that. Pitchers are working on shoulders, elbows, wrists. It's pretty intuitive, what you would think. That's what they're doing. They're activating those things. And then maybe after a game, you're lying on it or you're sitting on it at a different setting for maybe a longer period of time, where you're really trying to modulate the nervous system and come down. If they had a flight where they land late at night, they're eating late at night before they go to bed for a day game, they know they're going to have to get up early. So it's great for jet lag. It's great for getting the nervous system back in order to be able to come down and get that rest that they need, to be able to perform and get warmed up the next morning too. Great. So there's lots of different ways you can use it based on your own, occupation and lifestyle and needs. It's all super simple. It's not hugely complicated, and it kind of fits the mold for, whatever the application might be.
And I know there's a lot of different kind of PEMF, like you talked about in the beginning. What makes ours, Pulse PEMF, so much, I want to say, better?
I would just say, number one, it's the experience. I think if you combine results and an experience, you have the formula that's needed for people to use it consistently, because there are a lot of modalities out there that do get results to whatever degree they're advertising or they're promising. Most of them do work. Human nature usually dictates that if you've tried something that you don't feel working, and you've tried it a couple of times, you may not always give it the opportunity to eventually bring the value that it promises. With Pulse, it grabs you on the first visit, and it basically convinces you that it is doing something that you need it to do. And so it's hugely compelling. People that have tried it know exactly what I'm talking about. People that haven't tried it, that's why you should try it, because Pulse is literally famous for that combination of experience and results. Because if you provide one without the other, that won't be a good formula. But if you provide both and provide both in a relatively quick time frame, that's the winning formula. And I think that 90% of the PMF out there, not saying it's not good. I think all PMF is great. I just think that most people, the way we operate and the way we want immediate gratification most of the time, that people are looking for that, or else, if it doesn't change your life on the first visit, there's not a huge return rate on those, maybe enough to drive a business,
Gotcha. Yep. Good. Well, this has been awesome, Joe. I so appreciate you being here. And
Yeah. Loved it.
You've given us a lot of great information, and we, hope and pray that people come see us here and at Excellent Health in Jupiter. And if we can, help anybody with their aches, pains, and just recovery for sports injuries, sleeping better, the list goes on and on. We would love to be able to just give us an opportunity to meet with you and try our 3-pack. Try a 3-pack and come and see what it does for you.
Yeah.
I would.
Fantastic. And if you're connected to Betz on Instagram or to the office there, and you wanted to reach out to me with a quick question, I'm always available and happy to answer questions too. If you're in Betz's community and you're just wondering about this, I'll be happy to answer a question or two for you right online, and we can get going that way. So yeah, it was a pleasure to be here, Betz.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you. Take
Thank you
care.
too.
Okay.
We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Bye.